From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, July the 9th, 2021. Israel's Foreign Minister and alternate Prime Minister Yair Lapid will travel to Belgium next week, where he is set to meet with Secretary General of NATO Jens Stoltenberg at NATO headquarters in Brussels on Monday. The Netherlands is the latest country to refuse to take part in the upcoming 20th anniversary of the 2001 Durban Conference, which was billed as a conference against racism but became notorious for the hateful anti-Semitic rhetoric and false and hostile accusations against Israel and the claim that Zionism is racism expressed at the gathering, causing both Israel and the United States to walk out, and prompting countries this year, like the U.S. and Israel, to not attend the commemorations taking place at the United Nations in September, as well as Australia, Canada, Hungary, and the UK, who have said they will not attend, and now the Netherlands. Dutch Foreign Minister Sigrid Kaag said on Wednesday the Netherlands does not intend to participate in the Durban 4 conference, given the historical burden of the Durban process, the risk of repeated abuse of this platform for anti-Semitic expressions, and the disproportionate and one-sided attention to Israel as reflected in the original Durban Declaration. This is unacceptable, stressing that the Netherlands remains committed to the fight against anti-Semitism. Jewish organizations lauded the decision, thanking the Netherlands. The CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, said the anti-Semitism at the 2001 Durban Conference was unforgivable and unforgettable. The American Jewish Committee said no country should attend an event tainted by a legacy of Jew hatred. And B'nai B'rith International said the UN and the fight against racism must never be used as cover for hate. A Jewish cemetery in Baltimore, Maryland was vandalized last weekend. Local police are investigating swastikas spray-painted on over a dozen gravestones at the German Hill Road Jewish cemeteries over the 4th of July weekend. Executive Director of the Baltimore Jewish Council, Howard Libet, called the incident a despicable act of hate that cannot be tolerated. Well, a rally against anti-Semitism is set for this Sunday in Washington, D.C. No fear, a rally in solidarity with the Jewish people will take place next to the Capitol building. Speakers include Arizona State Representative Alma Hernandez, Israeli actress and activist Noah Tishby, and Elisha Wiesel, son of Elie Wiesel, who is a co-organizer of the event. The gathering will also hear from victims of anti-Semitic attacks, like Tree of Life Rabbi Jeffrey Myers, whose congregation was targeted in a deadly attack in Pittsburgh in October of 2018. The rally's website states it is time for the Jewish people and our allies to speak out against anti-Semitism with the many voices in our resilient community. The rally's sponsors include organizations from across the Jewish community, among them the Alliance for Israel, the ADL, the AJC, B'nai B'rith International, the Jewish Federations of North America, the Orthodox Union, and the Union of Reform Judaism, the Republican Jewish Coalition, and the Jewish Democratic Council of America, both of whom will have representatives at the event, Norm Coleman and Ron Klein, respectively, who will reportedly appear jointly to show a united front against anti-Semitism. The rally's website states, "Our tent is big. We welcome all Zionist Jewish organizations and allies. If you believe we have a right to exist in peace and security as a Jewish people, both here in the United States and in Israel, then you belong with us." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, July the 9th. Live Shabbat services are coming up from Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. Then it's Michelle Citrin in concert. At 9, it's the film Blue and Gray, the story of the 10,000 Jewish soldiers who fought in the Civil War. At 10, Eric Goldman speaks with filmmaker Dror Moreh about his film, The Human Factor, the behind-the-scenes story of how the U.S. came within reach of securing peace between Israel and its neighbors over the last 25 years. At 10:30, a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by a replay from Central Synagogue. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah Portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, July the 9th, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.